What is up, awesome people, and happy Trivia Tuesday! Why? Because a little renovation is good for the soul. So instead of 20 random facts each Tuesday, it will be a rotation between your favourite fact series once a week and a more specialised topic the following week. Given I can find one, of course. So having said that, let's take a look at this week's topic of Pokemon arcade games that you may or may not know about. Before we jump into the topic, I want to hear from you guys what your favourite Pokemon arcade game is and why. So without further ado, I suggest you buckle yourself down tightly into your chair because we're going on a wild trivial ride about Pokemon arcade games. Pokémon Battrio is an arcade game in the vein of Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Battle Revolution in that the sole focus is on Pokemon battles. The game uses special pucks that affect which Pokemon can be used. The main gameplay difference is that 3 Pokemon are used on each side, a feature later introduced in Generation 5. Hence the name Battrio, a contraction of the words battle and trio. Pokemon Battrio operates on a Triforce arcade system and uses cel-shaded graphics. The machine costs 100 yen to operate for each player. A random puck is also dispensed in the machine per coin inserted. The console itself has only 2 buttons for each player. An orange button that is used to cycle through options in the game, and a larger yellow button used to confirm commands and interact with certain gameplay mechanics. Above these are 4x4 grids that the pucks are placed on and manipulated, as their positioning directly influence the positioning of the Pokemon on the in-game battlefield. Between these grids in the centre of the console is the infrared scanner used for scanning in the pucks. Over its release history, Pokemon Battrio went through a number of series, which included additional affixes to denote a change. Each series has a number of associated expansion sets, and the firmware was often upgraded to incorporate new mechanics and cosmetic changes to the interface, with the current version of the system displayed at the start screen. On April 18, 2012, it was announced that Pokemon Battrio would be discontinued and all units would be replaced by a similar arcade system called Pokemon Treta, developed by the same companies. Battrio systems began to be removed in Japanese stores nationwide in June, with the first Treta systems being installed in early July. Pokemon Treta officially went live on July 14, 2012, with the release of its first expansion. Dance Pikachu is a Japanese arcade rhythm game developed and published by Band Presto. It was released in December 1999 and is based on the original series of the Pokemon anime. Dance Pikachu requires 100 yen to operate and features 2 gameplay modes, Game Course and Sound Play Course, colour-coded blue and orange respectively. Before the player selects the game mode, the player must select the song by pressing one of the 5 main buttons. The object of each mode is the same, to press the buttons in time with the music being played, prompted by the corresponding illuminated Pikachu images. Intervals between the prompts vary, but generally become shorter as the song progresses. Multiple prompts may also occur during the song, requiring the player to press buttons simultaneously. Pressing the buttons in a timely manner will increase the groovy meter. Regardless of the player's final groovy meter percentage, the machine will dispense a Pokemon postcard once the song has finished. Over the course of the machine's lifespan, postcards of varying designs have been made available. The first set consists of 24 postcards, and a second featuring Generation 2 Pokemon included 18. Sets based on the Advanced Generation series and a Diamond and Pearl series of the anime were also subsequently released. Pikachu's Great Surfing Adventure is a Japanese arcade driving game developed by Sammy Corporation and published by Band Presto. It was released in 2000 featuring a number of Generation 2 Pokemon adorning the machine, but is based on the Orange Islands chapter from the original series of the Pokemon anime. Each machine requires 100 yen to operate. Upon insertion, the conveyor begins, and the player can start to navigate Lapras along the river course. Each game lasts approximately 90 seconds, however no timer is present. The objective of the game is to pass over as many Pokeballs that line the river as possible, with each successful contact increasing the player's score by 1. Straying onto land or coming into contact with hazards such as Voltorb or Whirlpools will cause the conveyor to slow or stop, costing a player time. If a player manages to score at least 30 points after the time has elapsed, a prize is dispensed from the machine. Scoring a high number of points, speculated to be around 50, will earn a player a special prize. The original prizes for Pikachu's Great Surfing Adventure comprised a collection of 36 illustrated cards, each featuring a different Pokemon and numerous Pokeball designs. The original special prize was an A-Class license card featuring Pikachu, Lapras, and Pichu, among its various designs. Arcades that still have machines in operation now offer alternative prizes, including trading cards from a number of franchises, with the original prizes now out of print. Pokemon Get Round and Round is a Japanese arcade medal game released by Bandai Namco Games. Players can use medals that are deposited into a funnel in an attempt to land them on various areas of a rotating platform to earn more medals. First released in April 2010, Pokemon Get Round and Round has two machine varieties, Yellow and Blue. The Yellow machine is a lower grade than Blue, featuring comparably larger prize areas but smaller payouts. Other than the jackpot area, the largest payout in the Yellow machine is 6 medals, whereas the largest payout in the Blue machine is 10 medals. The prize area sizes directly correlate with their payout, with the jackpot area not much larger than that of a medal. The jackpot accumulates as machines are used, with a maximum for both of 99 medals. Generally, the Yellow machine also features cute, unevolved Pokemon, whereas the Blue machine features cool legendaries or evolved Pokemon, reflecting the grades of the two machines. In March 2010, another set of machines were released featuring branding from the Best Wishes series of the anime, and with new Pokemon for Generation 5. Other than their design, the machines are identical to the originals, with the Aqua machine fulfilling the role of the Yellow and the Red machine fulfilling that of the Blue. Pokemon Metal World is a metal arcade game released by Bandai Namco. It is based on the Best Wishes anime series. While officially released on January 17, 2012, it was showcased at the 49th Amusement Machine Show on September 15, 2011. The machine itself contains 6 stations, each of which can be played by 4 people at a time. It has many moving parts that are used to reward medals. Pokemon Tug of War Tournament Absolutely Get Medal is a Japanese arcade medal game based on the Best Wishes series of the Pokemon anime and the ancient sport Tug of War. Players use medals to bring forth and control various Pokemon in order to gain an edge over the opposing side. At least one medal must be inserted to start a game. The player starts with Ash's Pikachu and has the potential to gain Iris's Axew, Salam's Pansage, Ash's Tepig, Ash's Snivy, and Ash's Oshawott. The Pokemon then play Tug of War. The other team can have much bigger and stronger Pokemon on its side, so there's power in numbers. An enemy Pokemon's strength is shown as a number floating above them. Ash, Iris, and Silent will occasionally appear in the corner to cheer their Pokemon on. As the game goes on, the Pokemon streak depletes. When at least one of the Pokemon on the enemy's side's number reaches 0, they fall to the ground and the player wins the round. The player is then awarded with medals equal to the number of points of the Pokemon that fell. There is also a bonus round that is unlocked after 4 wins, in which the player picks 1 out of 3 cards. The card chosen gives the player medals equal to the number of points on the card. This bonus round can be repeated every 4 wins. Pokemon Battle 9 is an arcade medal game released in Japan by Bandai Namco Games on July 8, 2014. Based on the XY series of the Pokemon anime, players can battle with Pokemon using medals in an attempt to clear a bingo-style game board featuring 9 Pokemon. Each game board consists of a 3x3 grid featuring 9 Pokemon. The Pokemon present depend on the stage, which include Forest and Cave, and the difficulty level chosen by the player. The difficulty level can be chosen any time a player changes stage, and ranges from level 1 to level 20. Level modifiers scale up the number of medals awarded for combos and captures, but also scale up the medal requirements for moves and other options. Some Pokemon will only be encountered at level 6 and above. The Pokemon and character illustrations in the game are sourced from the anime, as are a number of sound effects. Pokemon Battle 9 includes a roster of more than 170 Pokemon, all of which can be used in battle. Pokemon Crayon Kids is a Japanese art training game published by Banpresto and available on an arcade system developed by Sega. It is based on the Gold and Silver chapter from the original series of the Pokemon anime and was released in July 2010. After inserting 100 yen, players can select which illustration they want to draw from a number of options. Following this, players can decide the course they would like to undertake, which have varying degrees of difficulty. Once the player has selected a course, they can begin drawing their image. The layout of the drawing space includes a last area with the outline of the selected image, with a smaller image of the intended final product in the top left. To the right of these are the various colour options available to the player, as well as an eraser. To the right of the drawing space are the pen styles, which comprise 3 different line weights. All of these options can be selected by using the stylus. Once the player has completed their image, the machine prints the image onto Pokemon Crayon Kits A4 stock, decorated with numerous Pokemon and with space for the player to write their name and the date, should they wish. Pokemon Wobble Fell Down is a Japanese arcade metal game developed by Namco Bandai and published by Banpresto. It appears to be based on the Battle Frontier saga of the anime, and its premise is based on the game of statues, or variants thereof. Players use medals to bring forth and control various Pokemon in order to reach a goal guarded by Meowth. Reaching the goal will dispense more medals for the player to use. At least 1 medal can be inserted to start a game. A maximum of 5 can be inserted per game, with each medal adding an additional Pokemon the player can use. The default Pokemon is Pikachu, with potential additions including Phanpy, Munchlax, Kecleon, Squirtle, Plusle, and Minun. Each Pokemon move at varying speeds, and some have their own abilities. Pikachu will always occupy the middle lane, with the second and third Pokemon occupying the lanes either side, and the fourth and fifth Pokemon occupying the top and bottom lanes if brought into play. The player can move their Pokemon forward by tapping the centre button. Faster taps will move the Pokemon faster. Players must reach the goal without being seen by Meowth. Any Pokemon still moving when Meowth looks around will be frozen from the game. If all Pokemon are caught or if the 30-second time limit has elapsed, the game is over. Different types of fruit with varying values will be at the goal line. Fruit with higher values will often be on the extremes of the goal. Therefore, a player may risk more medals to bring more Pokemon into play in order to win more medals. If a Pokemon reaches the goal, the player will earn a number of medals equivalent to the number shown by the fruit. Individual fruit values range from 2 to 12. If a player manages to reach the goal with at least 1 Pokemon, Wobble may walk along the bottom of the screen and fall over, dropping a Pokeball. The type of Pokeball will depend on how many times Wobble has appeared and fallen over, as indicated by the Pokeballs present in the bottom right corner of the screen. Wobble will drop a regular Pokeball first time, followed by an Ultra Ball, and finally by a Master Ball in each subsequent appearance. Revealing the Master Ball will start the bonus game. The bonus game features Pikachu in a straight race against 2 opponents, Spoink and Spinder. Instead of pressing the button to advance, the player must insert medals. The more medals inserted, the faster Pikachu will run. The player will receive a number of medals based on the position Pikachu finished in, with a maximum of 15 medals available for first place. And with that is it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it and learnt something new. So I did leave off 2 Pokemon arcade games, the first of which was Pokémon Tournament, due to the fact that it is an unreleased arcade game and has still been updated with new mechanics with each new update on the game, and Pokemon Shredder due to the ever-changing game with each new expansion released. However, I will cover both of these arcade games later down the track, with more information is known about these 2. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below with your favourite Pokemon arcade game. Personally, I like the Dance Pikachu arcade game, due to how cheesy looking the game is and reminds me quite a lot of DDR. So with that out of the way, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!